We've talked about cryptocurrencies, we've talked about Michael Jackson, world wars, and finance. Now it's time to talk about my favorite sport, mixed martial arts. So, welcome to this new episode of Cogito Ergo Loquor, where I'll try to answer the following dilemma: who would have won between Khabib Nurmagomedov and GSP? All right, let me explain why I firmly believe that Khabib Nurmagomedov would have defeated George St-Pierre in a hypothetical 170-pound matchup. First of all, we're talking about two of the brightest minds in the history of mixed martial arts, two athletes with different but equally lethal approaches. However, I believe that Khabib's unique style, his relentless mentality, and his physical and technical qualities would have given him the decisive edge. Let's start with grappling. George St-Pierre is one of the most technical wrestlers to ever compete in the UFC, renowned for his takedown timing and top control. But Khabib is an entirely different beast when it comes to grappling. He doesn't just take his opponents down, he traps them in an inescapable grip. His Dagestani system of control and ground and pound doesn't just dominate, it physically and mentally exhausts his opponents. Even a wrestler of GSP's caliber, accustomed to being the aggressor, would have struggled immensely against a grappler who doesn't give up even an inch. Then there's cardio. Both fighters have phenomenal endurance, but Khabib has never even appeared remotely tired in any fight throughout his career. The intensity he brings is something that wears opponents down, and over 5 rounds, there's no doubt he would have continued to ramp up the pressure as GSP struggled to defend against the relentless ground attacks. And let's talk about mentality. George St-Pierre is a strategic genius, but he has admitted to struggling with anxiety before many of his fights. Khabib, on the other hand, fights with an icy calm, an unshakable confidence, stemming not just from his physical preparation, but also from a profound mental and spiritual conviction. Stepping into the cage against Khabib means facing not just the man, but his relentless mindset. I believe GSP would have struggled to counteract that kind of mental pressure. Finally, there's the weight. Some might argue that at 170 pounds, GSP would have been more comfortable. But let's not forget that Khabib, despite dominating at 155 pounds, is naturally a bigger athlete than that division suggests. At 170, Khabib would have had the strength to neutralize GSP, but without the strain of an extreme weight cut, he would have been even more devastating. I'm not saying it would have been easy for Khabib. George St-Pierre is an icon, a phenomenal athlete who has faced and defeated the best. But the combination of Khabib's grappling, relentless pressure, and indomitable mindset would, in my view, have given him the edge. It would have been an epic fight. But in the end, I believe it would have been Khabib raising his hand in victory. Now, feel free to insult me in the comments and call me a casual, but at least that's what I think. And since this is my podcast, I'll say and do whatever the hell I want. Just kidding, of course. Of course. Everyone is free to express their opinions as they see fit. This is what I believe, and nothing and no one could ever change my mind. If you'd like to support the podcast, give it a like and leave a comment. I'd be happy to read it, even if your opinion differs from mine. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.